Well, hi guys, my name's Paul, this is Plan Zed. Welcome to this little session where today I'm going to be sound checking these guys and this guy through Marshall style amps in GT1000. We've got the Plexi. Just got the gain on 10 there. We've got the maximum. Got the gain on 10 there. All going through the same dynamic IR and power amp. This is the X modded. Back pickup of a Les Paul Studio from 1991. Here comes X-HighGain. That maximum's meaty. So we've got 4 amps. We've got 5 patches for each amp. We've got patch 1 where I've got when we go to manual mode, I've got a low gain with gain at 10. A medium gain. And a high gain. Just going to come down the gain stages. Now all the patch 1s are the same, so that's a different amp, all with the same layout, same effects, everything, okay? Patch 2 is the same, but I've got the gain at 35. Patch 3, I've got the gain at 25. Same gain stages as the first 2 patches, but in this patch we've got a choice of cabinet, so you'll notice there's volume coming out of there. The volume's now coming out of there. I switched cabinets, they sound the same. Let's change the cabinet on here. Now at the moment I've got a Marshall vintage it's called Brit Vint. So Brit Vintage, which is a V30 412 closed back Marshall cabinet. And we're using the Brit Stack in this patch for GT1000. I'm just going to show you the power amp settings quickly. Now for all of these cabinets that we're going to hear, we're in push-pull EL34 as being the power amp tube configuration and tubes. I'm running in triode, and we're going to be experimenting with that across a few different amps. We're going to be going triode, pentode. It makes a difference to the tone. It changes how we dial it in, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. We'll do that in another video. Keep this one short. Got the volume at 5, same as with the twin. Got the depth in the middle at 50. And here I've got the presence on 70. Microphones 121 and a 57. I've got the 121 at 0 dB and the 57 at -1. The Ribbon 121 is in the middle of the cone and 2% distance. And the SM57 is at 28%, slightly off axis. Again at 2% distance. No EQ, no reverb, nothing else coming from 2 notes cab M. The patch is at -6 dB and the unit is at 0 dB. So I did a copy of that. We've got another. This is a Marshall Uber G12T Anniversary Edition. Really changes the tone there. Let's go back to that Marshall. Back to the Uber. blend them. Nice, so that sounds good in here. So we've got that same patch for the other amps. We've got this one here where I've got two Plexis. I cranked the gain on both. When I press this button, I've cranked the gain. And when I put the button down, I've just brought the gain back down. But we've got a low gain, and when I press this button here, we've got a medium gain, but the medium gain is going through the Uber at the moment. Let's put that back. So that's my low gain. That's my medium gain. They sound very similar. I've dialed them in to be similar because I'm going to run them. Let's change the cabinet of one of them. Let's go Uber on this side. Sounding good in here. And then we've got another patch here where I've got it blended with the twin, but I haven't done the blend yet. I'm going to do that with you in a separate video. Okay, so now let's hear this. Let's go back to that Marshall. Uber. Mesa Boogie close back 412. Let's go back to the Marshall. Actually, you know what? What I'll do is I'll use your brain, Paul. That's why you built that patch. What we're going to do. So there's the Marshall. Mesa Boogie. So it's the same amp going into the one cabinet or the other. This is a Bogner 412 closed back EL, same power amp, everything settings the same, just change the cab. Mesa, Bogner, Mesa, Marshall, Bogner. Now they've got something called Brownie back. That's a 5150 412. Let's go back to the Marshall. Blend them. I never thought I'd hear Plexi tones like this out of my GT1000 before. I'm loving this, it sounds brilliant. Right, so let's go. This is 412 Zillas. Back to the Marshall. Lovely, like that, blend those. Let's stick an orange 412 on that. that sounds great in the room. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go the other way. I've got some other cabinets. So let's just going to go back through. Back on the Marshall. Now going the other way, this is a JCM 900. Now I've done it with the EL 34s. There's my Marshall 412 vintage 30. That's my JCM 900. Can't wait to hear these on the other amps we looked at a minute ago. Now I've got a Marshall Jubilee 212. Go back to the 412. Definitely sounds quieter as a 212. Now this is called Eddie. It's a 5150 212 really. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the 5150 412. I feel like the 212 is louder. So I need to look at that, maybe dial that in a bit more. Yeah, they're a good level. They just sound different. This is a high watt 212. I think it's closed back. This is the Vox cabinet that they give us, a silver bell. So it's a Celestion Silver 66 from 1966. And I've set it up as if it was a Marshall, so EL84, same power amp and everything. So that kind of crispness on the top there from the Vox is really nice. It's just a Vox cabinet with a Marshall power amp. Okay, so now let's come over here. What I'm going to do, I think, is stick them both on the same Marshall. Let's come to it sounds pretty good, man. I think the effort I've put into this is starting to pay off. Didn't think I could get these kind of sounds out of a GT1000. It's X-modded. X-HighGain. Now, although they sound quite similar, the settings on each of the amps is quite different. And I'm going to be diving into that in a separate video. I think what I might try doing is, let's fire up the loopers, try taking a couple of loops. Just putting back my gain pots on the guitar. Let's just come straight up the middle. I'm just going to go to the higher gain stage. Just put a bit of a clean boost on courtesy of the Klon. I need to change the boost, so I'll dial them in with you. I just want to try out my stereo patch here. Now when I come in, there's going to be some loops, those guitar loops I just put in. I'm going to get rid of those as soon as I come in, pretty much. I'm just jamming, seeing how things sound. So let's... Oh yeah, I think I'm ready to start diving into these patches with you now so you can understand what's going on here. So you know how those are set? All of those cabinets were dialed in the same way that we heard on the Plexi. Now let's start getting into the preamps and what I'm doing in there and with the EQs. Spoiler alert, if you followed the last video where I blended the Plexi with the JC120, the EQ set on the Plexi is exactly the same as all the other amps. It's just the amp I've changed and a few settings on the amp. So let's look at that in the next video. Catch you a bit later. Bye.